Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP, and I'm here today with Greg Hall, Director of Product Management from Cincom. And we're going to talk today about what Cincom is doing in the Dynamics 365 market.
So I'm the head of product at Cincom. My responsibility is really over all the growth products that we have at our company. Little known fact, Cincom is actually one of the oldest software companies in the world. We were started in 1968, and in fact, Tom Neese and Cincom are in the Smithsonian Institute. There's only a few companies that are in front of us, companies like IBM and Computer Sciences Corporation are just a little bit older, maybe a couple of years, but 1968 kind of takes us back. So from my perspective, I know it's an honor and exciting to be part of that next generation of leaders to drive the vision for where we're heading with product at Cincom. So my job is really to make sure that we're focusing on the right markets and discovering new opportunities with my product management team and our user experience team. But yeah, super exciting to be part of that, and really excited to talk about CPQ Sync, which is our first foray into the SaaS marketplace and the new Dynamics 365 experience that Microsoft has been building.
So, this is, exciting information to have because, I've seen Cincom around since I've been involved with Dynamics 365 version 1.2. So you guys have always been in the marketplace. Talk a little bit about CPQ, the technology itself in general, and then let's talk about, what you're building over at Cincom. You got some really exciting things happening, and where are you taking CPQ technology?
Yeah, great question. So about 3 years ago, we've been in the CPQ market, configure price quote market, for about 20 years. So we were actually one of the first software vendors to offer a solution. Back 20 years ago, it was really around rules engines and making better decisions about your data. And that was really focused more along the on-premise world or even private cloud or hosted world. So we built a rules engine that we expanded into configure price quote into the front office for sales, and built on some pretty powerful CRM solutions ourselves. And what we realized is as the market started to shift in the 2015s, 2016s, is that tools like Dynamics 365 are really where sales professionals are driving a lot of their workflows. And there is the shift that is undeniable, that the world is moving towards the cloud. And it was important for us to get out in front of that and build a new state-of-the-art solution that we call CPQ Sync, that we have launched into the Microsoft Dynamics Marketplace, and are co-sell ready in that as we speak today for Dynamics 365.
So traditionally, your application was built on premise, and you were a leader on premise. So correct. Now that you're in the cloud, you're fully integrated with the CDS platform that really powers Dynamics.
That's correct. And in fact, in our last release, we really leveraged the Power Platform as part of our data integration between CPQ Sync and the Dynamics 365 experience. In addition, we've now have connectors for F&O, finance and operations, downstream. So now, as a sales professional, you can build your quotes, you can generate your proposals, and now push those bills of material down into finance and operations, which is really exciting.
And for customers and partners who are working on the cloud, with that level of integration, it gives them a lot of options for integration and what they want to build and what type of workflows into other applications they can create.
Absolutely correct. And when we envisioned CPQ Sync back in 2018, we wanted to make sure that we are focusing on building integrations the right way, that we are API first. We've embraced the 12-factor approach, for example, to modern SaaS companies, things like concurrency and deployments and disposability, so that we can scale up and down based on our partners and our customers' needs. And one of the other really cool things I think that's come out of this is, as it relates to the partner community, not only have we built in brand new SaaS products, we've also built a brand new partner program called TeamSync. And that really is built for not only our resellers, but also for our solution integrators. So our strategy at Cincom for CPQ Sync is not just to offer a product to our Microsoft partners, but also to enable them to work with their customers and potentially our customers to implement those complex solutions as it relates to new deployments as we go forward.
I think that's really important because I've been implementing CRM for most of my career. And every time I got into sort of the CPQ side of things, I really, told the customer or the partner I'm working with, we need to get some expertise in this area because this is complicated stuff.
It absolutely is.
And,
yes.
And many times, we're displacing a product that was homegrown for the last 20 years that someone's been bolting things onto for an organization tied to an old ERP system
Yes.
with a lot of complex business rules.
Right.
And you really need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's funny. We go visit with these customers, and we find out that they're running their business on spreadsheets. One of our first customers is a solution provider for schools here in Ohio. So we're bringing lots of great ideas around what CPQ means and beyond the traditional CPQ, which is typically in manufacturing, to bear as we go into different markets. In fact, one of the new things that we're going to be working on as we go into the winter and into the spring is B2B self-service, or e-commerce, if you will, for CPQ Sync. So lots of discovery, product discovery going on around that to see how we fit in and where there are gaps in the market that we can step in and fill, along with enabling our partners to do the same thing with their own customers.
And I think that's important because if we look at what we call the modern buyer really spends a lot of time doing research now. And in fact, I've seen studies that say the modern buyer may be 60 to 80% through the buying process before they'll actually reach out and start to work with a partner. They want to kind of work with the vendor to understand what do you have available. So I think when they're looking at sort of self-serve, that becomes really important for your customers, because a lot of times I don't want to have to call my existing sales rep, or I don't want to call any sales rep.
That's
I just
correct.
want to be able to go and get a quote and then sort of carry on with my buying process.
That's correct. And we bring our own personal buying experiences to the office with us. So it's important for us product people to think in those terms. And we built capabilities around shopping cart, for example, that a shopping cart experience is something that everyone, especially in the days that we live in today, we spend a lot of times in shopping carts on websites. So we want to make sure that we are empathetic to all the personas that are using our software, from the VP of sales all the way to the sales professional that is using it on a day-to-day basis to help drive their business with their own customers. So it's been a really neat change. That you're right, and the era of how people experience software has shifted from the CIO who made all the decisions to the person who lives it every day, and they're pushing that stuff back up through their own management, because they're the ones that are feeling the pain, and they're the ones that are helping drive those decisions.
Thanks for your time today. And I really think Cincom's in the right place at the right time in this market. As we're seeing our mid-size and enterprise customers in Dynamics moving to the cloud, they're looking for products like CPQ Sync to be able to move there with them. So I look forward to talking with you in the future about sort of other innovations you're working on and, where you're driving the CPQ market.
Hey, I appreciate it, Rick. It's been great talking to you. I look forward to talking to you as well. Have a great day.
Thanks for your time.